Joining us today to discuss is Florida Congressman Michael Waltz. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, you oppose this new COVID package and many of your colleagues, but this is what one of your liberal colleagues, Congressman Jayapal, is saying about those who didn't vote for it. Listen.
They're going to have to go home to their constituents, and this bill has 76% approval across the country, and they're going to have to try to explain why they voted no on a package that puts money in people's pockets.
All right, that's Congressman Jayapal's opinion on it. What do you think about it?
Well, I would welcome her to come with me back home to Northeast Florida, and I will happily explain to our constituents, to our conservatives, how this is more spending than the United States had in all of World War II. How we've now spent more dealing with COVID than it's larger than the GNP of all of the countries in the world except the United States and China, and how we still have $1 trillion left unspent from the one we just passed in December. But look, the Democrats and progressives are selling this with a 4-letter word called free. But I think as people unpack what's actually in it, how much pork is in it, how 91% of it has nothing to do with coronavirus, and how this is the largest expansion of the welfare state. This is the biggest giveaway of our grandchildren's money since the 1960s, since Lyndon Baines Johnson. At the end of the day, guys, China continues to be the big winner here. They unleash this virus on the world. They cover it up, and their military planners plan on the United States going bankrupt before they make their moves militarily to become the dominant world power. And we're just driving right off that fiscal cliff.
You know, Congressman, if you listen to some of these pundits, they'll say, oh, it's got a huge, huge approval rating. And I'm thinking to myself, Lindsay and I have talked about this on almost every show. No kidding. No one tells you the bad. It's all great. Would you like a check? Would you like us to come to your house? You want free cable? What else would you like? And then they go, oh, Republicans support this too. No one's telling people in the country the downside. It's like, hey, it's a free $2 trillion bill. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this thing adds $14,000 per household of debt in every household in the country. One day, this chicken's going to come home to roost, and it's going to be on our children and grandchildren. It is just absolutely out of control. Just the beginning of their spending spree with infants.
I think we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty there. But, you know, Sean, you talk about these surprise things that are in the bill as pork. It just came out that $60 billion is in there for a tax hike. No one talked about that. Congressman, I know that we have you back now, but no one mentioned this tax hike that's in there. I'm sure there's going to be some Americans that are pretty concerned about that.
Yeah, $60 billion in tax hikes. And one of the provisions goes on pass-through income. Well, guess who? The vast majority of small businesses are organized as an LLC that has pass-through income, and they've extended and wiped out their ability to deduct losses. So again, you know, we have liberals qualifying people as rich when in fact this is business income to reinvest back in the business. The other piece, just very quickly, is they extended the federal supplement to unemployment benefits. Bottom line, people are making more on unemployment rolls, and business after business is calling me saying they can't hire their people back because they're making more sitting at home than they are on the job, and it is destroying small businesses.
You know what? I don't want to rat out some of the businesses that I've actually had to go into that have said the exact same thing. They'll say to me, you know, hey, I'm trying to get extra work. I can't get the people to be drivers, to do things, you know, because they're making more money staying at home. We've created an incentive not to work.
Yeah, no, look, Sean, I just had a family-owned hospitality business have 23 openings. 23. They're ready to hire. Business is booming in Florida. They only had 5 people apply. Landscaping companies, security companies. And right now is the beginning of event and tourist season in Florida. And people are making more at home and it destroys the morale of the people who are still at work when they see their former coworkers making more. And so what they're doing is they're backdooring this $15 an hour minimum wage because they're forcing businesses to raise wages above $15 an hour. Well, at the end of the day, that's going to put them out of business. That's what's going on.
And I know that there's many liberal economists now that are worried about what this means to inflation and how that might skyrocket in the coming months.
Well, again, it's another $2 trillion of printed money into the system. The infrastructure package, we're hearing rumors of being around $3 trillion. This is on top of the trillion that's still sitting there. And at some point, the currency is going to start to devalue. You're going to have to raise rates. That's going to hit the stock market with pension holders and seniors. And we're going to start to see that negative spiral, just like we saw in the Obama years.
Congressman Michael Waltz, thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to shed light on this and being outspoken about this crazy bill.
All right, we'll keep fighting the fight, but it ain't easy up here right now.
Thanks for what you're doing. All right, well, coming up, we're going to discuss the Biden administration's lack of transparency since President Biden was sworn into office. That's next.